Too late. We're live. So this is part two after my technical difficulties with wireless headsets and Bluetooth headsets. And I think where we left off, the 2 minutes of silence, was us continuing on about the shortages and how everything's short of all these things. And there's a variety of reasons why, and hurricanes and fires and all this kind of shit. But one thing for sure is that COVID happened and they shut down a bunch of shit, you know, and to start that stuff back up, it takes some time to start this stuff back up. It just doesn't happen overnight, you know. It takes a few minutes
There's a
to
variety.
to make all these things happen. So because it takes a little bit of time for these things to happen, and nobody really knows when we're going to be back in, you know? Like people have guesses when it's going to happen, but nobody really knows. So milk, when they were dumping out all the milk, it's because they were being used in schools, was like the main person who buys like all the milk. And
The oat milk?
no, regular milk. Like regular. My
Okay.
my
I'm like,
theory that
ugh.
milk is coming, that milk's going to be an issue is mainly that when the milk situation went down in COVID hit, and without going into all that, they dumped out all this milk, and they had a dairy issue, and they weren't using it in the restaurants, and then now the restaurants are reopening, and I think we're about to have a milk shortage, at least for the restaurants, and schools are going to be reopening. But there's a saving grace here, and that's that the most of the schools won't be back open until what, August?
I mean, with summer coming up, yeah, they'll be closed until August, maybe beginning of September, depending upon where you're at and what your school does.
So that's good. That goes against at least one part that goes against my theory. And that's good. I don't want to really be right on the milk unless I find something that I'm going to buy that's going to work. It's going to work to my favor. And even then, I don't want it to be right because I need it to work to my favor, whether I'm right or wrong. And so I kind of couldn't really find anything great about milk and dairy, even though there is Kraft. But I looked back at how well they did during because I figure here's the trick, right?
So Kraft Heinz, I mean, they should be doing well anyways because of the shortage of ketchup, like the rise of sales of ketchup. But Heinz isn't necessarily a good one to look at, Kraft Heinz, because they have the potential issue of the milk, but they already have the issue of ketchup, and then there's the issue with the pickle shortage. So
Right.
it's surprising that they've gone up probably just due to this whole situation with the previous pandemic, that the sales significantly increased, and obviously we can see that, but I don't know if they're the best one to look at.
Well, the reason they're probably not, and the reason why I'm looking at them though is June. So remember always talk about
The fake out or whatever.
the June fake out. Yeah. So we have the COVID drop, which was February, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right here. So COVID hits, boom, it drops. And April, and we're in May. So this is what it did during COVID, during May. And then June happens. Okay, so the stock did go up. So
Yeah.
June 8th. Okay, no, maybe not. It went down. So I didn't check all the reports, but the last one that I looked at that I remembered a date from that talked about they were pouring milk out. COVID shortage milk May 19th. Okay. This is probably close National
I
Geographic.
mean, that's a year ago, though. I mean,
No, but that's why it's important. That's why it's important because what happened was COVID hit, right? And then we all locked down and the world changed and the economy changed. The way we did business in America changed dramatically. Tons of restaurants went out of business. All kinds of things happened. And during this period, okay, so it was happening in April. So during this period, we have a shortage of certain things. And one of those things was dairy. So we're looking at June here. There's June, and it started back in April. So yeah, the market starts climbing. Is that due to the shortage? I don't know. If it is due to the shortage during COVID, when we have the shortage for whatever reason we have it, mainly because we locked down. Remember, we locked down for like 2 weeks, and the SEALs were like roaming the streets of New York. I don't know if you remember that or not, but there was like all kinds of crazy stuff happening. So during that period where all that was happening, we had this huge shortage of a lot of items.
It wasn't the Navy SEALs, so.
Yeah, it was the Navy SEALs, dude. They weren't working, so they were just roaming the streets of New York drinking. It was crazy. And there was a shortage of milk at the same time. And dolphins were in the harbors. They were like,
milk.
Yeah, got milk. Have you seen the got milk, the new milk ads? They're great.
Yeah, got milk as they're pouring it on the curb.
Yeah. So, and that's what they did. They like poured this stuff out. It was like, it's very sad. They wasted a lot of food when all this happened. Yeah, we had meat as being a shortage. So these things are going to come back.
This is all stuff that we touch bases on. So, and we touched bases on this in just a few minutes ago before the last live stream cut out. And the cutout due to some audio issues, guys.
Audio issues.
Now, with that in mind, what we were moving into from that was the chlorine shortage. And the reason the chlorine shortage was there was because there was a hurricane that happened in Louisiana, and it caused a fire at a chemical plant that produces a lot of the chlorine. Now, then that was bringing us to the conversation right as the audio issues started to arise of Biden has just doubled FEMA's spending limit for preparedness for the hurricane season. And that was done like 3.5 hours ago, where he doubled FEMA's budget to prepare. And you know, with preparing for these hurricanes, I mean, do they know something we don't, that he's already wanting to double?
Yeah, we named the first hurricane's already been named for the year, and it's ahead of schedule by like a month.
Did you see the fucking names that they have? They're pretty stupid.
They're all Spanish women names, right? Isn't that what they're on right now?
Yeah.
What are they on now?
Let me pull this back up here.
Or something.
Let's see. National Hurricane Center. Blah 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 blah. Where is it at? NOAA predicts another active Atlantic hurricane season. All right, because they have 21 names picked out for these fucking things. So the 2021 Atlantic tropical cyclone names: Anna, Bill, Claudette, Danny, Elsa, Fred, Grace, Henry, Ida, Julian, Kate, Larry, Mindy, Nicholas, Odette, Peter, Rose, Sam, Teresa, Victor, and Wanda. I want to know who the fuck or how the fuck
that's all white names this year.
Get to work for NOAA so that you can name a fucking tropical storm after your child.
You ever see True Romance?
Oh,
all I can think of is what's his name going, you must have thought this was White Boy Day. They're all white names this year, you know.
I mean,
I think like the last 4 years they've all been Hispanic or something. Now they're white.
As I was saying, Elsa is gonna destroy when she comes along because she is backed by Disney and she's got that Disney money, and she's gonna fuck shit up when she comes to town.
Probably, yeah. But yeah, so we already named one. We're already in fear of the hurricanes. Plus, Biden probably doesn't want to be, you know, I mean, Trump got hit with hurricanes, and people could say that he didn't handle it right. I think Obama, got hit with some hurricanes, and I think they could say he didn't handle it right. Obviously,
really got hit with
yeah,
hurricanes.
they made songs about his ass, like. So I think Biden's like preempting. He doesn't want to get. Plus, okay, I mean, look, the whole thing. It's electric vehicles. It's crisis. The whole Democratic talking point.
How'd the Ford truck go?
It's pulling back now. I think I got out of that.
But I mean, because
the actual truck. Did we talk about the truck?
We talked about the truck and how Biden was going to go see it the next day. So that's
the truck's awesome. I love the truck, and I really, really like the truck. The more I think about it, I really like the truck. Yeah, so it's pulled back, but I mean, it's still not. I wouldn't say it's in danger, even though it was trending down before this. I wouldn't say it's in danger. But the truck is okay. So the truck is amazing, right? Did we talk about you could power your house for 3 days with this truck?
Did you get us some pictures? Are we allowed to see what it looks like now?
Yeah. Did we? Oh, so we didn't. We didn't.
Yeah, we didn't get to see it because they had it covered up because it was before the unveiling.
So I watched this thing, and when I watched it, I was like, "This is super fucking annoying. They're totally screwing the pooch here." Like I'm watching half of this damn thing, and I'm like, "You're not telling us anything we don't already know," and it's how long is this? It's super fucking annoying. Yeah, see, look at this. 35 minutes. I'm about halfway in, and this thing is just. Let me go here. He brings it on stage here. So, I mean, the truck, it just looks like a F-150, right? More modernized. It's, it looks like the other ones. Nothing too fancy about that. But they also busted out this.
The Mustang, the family Mustang.
Yeah, what's up with the Mustang and this in the background, that work van. That's big money for them. That work van's going to be really big money. And then
is that an electric work van or
yeah,
is it
all three of these are electric vehicles.
Oh, okay.
So they rolled out 3. They mentioned the rebate, which I didn't know, and I feel very, very embarrassed that I did not know that companies like GM and Tesla do not qualify for the $7,500 tax rebate that I didn't even know existed because I wasn't following Ford. You had to have not produced more than 200,000 electric vehicles for it to apply to the tax credit. Hopefully they change that shit because that's bullshit. Even if I didn't have money in GM, I'd say that's bullshit. All these people who bought electric vehicles and paved the way get screwed.
It does give a pretty good incentive for people to buy Ford with that tax credit right now, though.
It does. So. It gives a good incentive to buy from companies who have not proven themselves in the EV market yet, and that's annoying.
But how's it gonna work anyways? Considering the chip shortage, like they're not even.
I don't think it's gonna stop them from producing the vehicles. Just it's gonna stop them from producing as many as they could.
That Mustang does look cool though, because like I saw the.
So guess how much?
How much it is?
Guess how much the new Ford is?
The truck or the Mustang?
The truck. I don't know.
I mean, it's an electric truck. It's a Ford truck, so you're probably looking at like what, 30 grand?
40,000.
That makes sense.
40,000, and you get a $7,500 tax rebate, right?
All right, so basically 32.5. Okay.
Which is amazing in my opinion because I expected it to be closer to the 70 range personally. And so there's a few things that I've been looking at it since before COVID and even more so after COVID, and that's self-sustainability.
Is this grill that you got pulled up here for us? Like, is that a fucking light that goes over the top there?
Yes.
That white. Okay, so that's like their fog light or whatever.
Yeah, so that's the okay. Regular running lights, I guess. And this thing has lights on it all the way around. So you take this thing out to a work site, and it's got, I forgot some crazy number, like 8 or 12 or 6 outlets, AC outlets. So you can plug in power tools into random spots around 360 degrees around the truck. So it's basically a built-in fucking generator into the truck for $32,500. And
so
this thing supposedly can power your house for 3 days if you lose power at your house.
So,
don't know how,
you know, being off topic a little bit here, guys. One of our brothers, construction guy, should have waited to buy this fucking truck.
No, but yes, no, and yes. It's a disappointment,
and
yes, but
I mean, just for the fact that the credit and the ability to have the generator built in. I mean, come on, that's kind of.
But it's not available yet either. So
well, I'm just saying. Like,
sometimes you got needs. You know what I mean? Those seem to be filled.
Understandable. But I'm just.
Yes.
But like, imagine if they come out with a. Imagine if they come out with a Ford Ranger version of this. To offer reduced costs, and it could be like, you know, like the little safety inspectors that go around to the work site and whatnot, but still have the ability to have that generator function and stuff built in. Like I could see those being used a lot more, because it basically could, you know, get people away from buying so many freaking Tacomas.
I mean, it's definitely this thing's gonna rock and roll. I mean, you got showing this weird ass shit, and then I go there and it doesn't. So, I mean, you got a lot of stuff. It's got a lot of stuff going on, right? The fact that it can power your house for 3 days if you lose power means.
I mean, that's a significant thing,
3 days.
Especially given their conversation about hurricanes. You know, like that is a huge plus. Yeah. Like even with all the shit that happened in Texas this year, with the freezing.
How long were they out of power?
Yeah, like that. It was a couple weeks, but still having the ability, even if you're not powering your whole house, if you're just charging your phone or you're just keeping your fridge going, I mean that can do a lot.
Well, then here's the other question, right? So let's say this thing gives you 300 miles per full charge, right? So that means you can drive at least 300 miles a day, because you bring it back to the house, you plug the damn thing in, and it's charging. At the very least, if you're doing that, if you're just traveling within a 300-mile radius a day, and then you charge that thing every night when you get home, you got a full tank every day, right? You don't even have to go use a charging station somewhere else. Then if you lose power, you plug that bitch into the house, your house has power, and I'm sure it has a thing that tells you when it's getting low, and then you go and you recharge that thing at a station somewhere, and sure, maybe you got to drive within 300 miles or whatever to get to a station, charge that bad boy up, bring it back, and then plug it back in. You get another 3 days on your house. So if you had a few weeks out versus paying $16,000 for a Generac generator, which I'm all for generators. I've been looking at Generac for a while, but especially their solar power option and all that. But $16,000 for a Generac generator?
When you can use that $16,000 to invest in a pickup,
yeah,
more versatility. So
decision made.
You know what that comment you mentioned as far as like plugging it into your house and waiting for it to turn into load. You know what it reminded me of? Do you remember when Bernie Sanders was running for president? The memes of Bernie Sanders' power plan, where it was a surge protector plugged into itself to get electricity.
Do not remember that meme, but okay, I believe it. It makes sense.
So basically, it was just basically laughing. This is what he believes in. This is how he's going to get, you know, power to everyone by, you know, plugging in this surge protector directly to itself, and that's how it's going to produce power. Mm-hmm. Technically, this truck could be a Bernie Sanders meme, and the reason it could be is because you could plug this truck into the house for power. And then you could plug the fucking truck right back in while it's giving power to the house to charge the truck. How long do you think that lasts? I mean, like I don't think it would be effective.
I think it would last 2 days, or depending on how much. Instead of 3 days charge, you would get 2 days charge. Or depending on how much, and that's if you use no electricity. If you didn't use any electricity in your house and you plugged it into your house and then just recharged, you would, instead of getting 3 days charge on your house or 3 days of electricity, you'd only get 2 days, because you'd just be losing a day through loss, through running around.
But I can see people doing that.
Yes.
Like, no, it's cool. I'm gonna have a full tank.
Yeah,
the house is out of power, but I got the power hooked up to the truck, and then I got the truck getting the power back. So we're good. We're memeing over here, guys. We're memeing.
If you could, yeah. But also, you could take this thing out to, you take this thing camping. I mean, just, I don't know. I'm all for it. I still want to see what Jeep and Discovery does.
Glamping.
Yeah, you take
not
it glamping.
Camping.
Exactly.
Glamping.
Glamping. Yeah.
No, glamping is not camping.
Sure, it's the same thing. Yeah. Hey, if there's no toilet, it's not glamping. You put a toilet now in this thing, that's it. Game over.
No. Having power when you go camping is glamping.
Oh, I always have power when I go camping. I do not camp then. That's like saying having fire while camping is glamping.
Fire bad.
Fire good. Salt bad.
You gotta, when you go camping, if you want your kids to experience what it's like,
I don't go camping for my kids.
You have to go out into the fucking woods with tents or sleeping bags and no tents and just enjoy nature. Hiking, hunting, fishing, I mean, you can even get rid of the hunting and just fish and enjoy the disconnect from social anxiety in people and just be enjoying nothing, because that's what it's going to sound like. You're not going out to go camping to enjoy the sound of a flushing fucking toilet.
We already established.
That's not camping. I'm just saying. It's not camping.
Maybe. Maybe it's not camping. But we've already established that during COVID and the shutdown that the seals were running the streets, the monkeys were terrorizing the villagers, and that the dolphins were hanging out in the bay and all that other stuff. Nature already retook. The whole world got to go glamping already. Right? So I want this only for, and I don't want necessarily this, I want my vehicle to offer, I want my electric vehicle to solve my generator problem. Now that's not good news for Generac, but I don't care. I want this to be industry standard.
I mean,
across all EVs.
It could be.
It will
for
be.
Generac.
It will.
And the reason it could be good for Generac is because Generac can start investing in these electric batteries. They could start producing those.
They better get on the batteries and the solar panels. We need an American solar panel manufacturer, anyways. A true.
We need a good solar car. Fuck all those little solar car races. We need a good solar car.
We have to. These are all solar cars. Technically, you put solar panels on your house, charge it from your house, and now it's solar.
If you have solar powers on your house, you're not going to go without power unless there actually is a hurricane or something that destroys your solar panels, are you?
We're not rolling around with cars with solar panels on the roof. I don't see that.
Why not?
Just the space requirement.
Okay.
The energy
load. Take this into consideration. What the fuck? Hold on. Let me get this. Let me get this for you.
Maybe to add a charge, to extend the capability, maybe, but not. It's not solely powering the vehicle. It's not enough. It's not enough.
Well, obviously, it may not be enough. However, if you are let's say you're pulled off on the side of the road because let's say you guys just decided to go. You just decided to go to Yellowstone. You just decided to go for a 5-mile hike. You could turn on the solar power so that it continuously works on charging your vehicle while you're off on that 5-mile hike.
That'd be awesome.
That is convenient.
That I'm all for. That is smart. That I would. Okay, so that will happen. It won't be enough to power the car, and that's why it'll probably take a while for it to catch on to, is one, the usage of the space. And then two, people being like, well, like me, it's not going to power my whole car. I don't want it. But yeah, being able to be on the side of the road, run out of power, and then just have to chill for 30 minutes instead of waiting on AAA, you're waiting on just the sun to power you up a little bit during the day. Yeah, that's awesome.
Now I'm looking for, here it is. Okay. So have you ever heard of solar roadways?
No, I think is it a road that electronically charges the vehicle and the road has solar, or the road is actually made of solar?
So it's a local company for me.
Okay.
Basically the guy had decided that, instead of having the roadways that we have in the US made of asphalt,
Uh-huh.
let's find another way to utilize this. And basically, with all the roadways that we have in the US, if all of that was converted to a solar roadway,
Sure.
we would be able to power every city in the US plus some because of the amount of roads that there are. But in Sandpoint, Idaho, this guy officially opened this company in 2005, and he got government funding and everything. So he's basically been working on walkable, bikeable surfaces and heating technology built into the panels to basically create a virtually maintenance-free surface and road.
Okay.
So that eventually, instead of having to go out and have de-icers, which is bad for the environment, it's bad for your car. Basically, he's having this whole thing, and the cool thing about this idea is that not only does it have the ability to produce solar electricity, but there's lights built into the fucking roads so that they can direct traffic if there's going to be construction, if there's warnings, if it's foggy, you got a fucking light on the edge for the actual lines rather than just, guessing where shit's at. I mean, it's really, really interesting moving into that kind of electric type technology and being more self-sufficient. I mean, let's see. So they have 150 square feet, 30 solar roadway panels up on display that you can actually go and look at.
What's the name of the company?
It's Solar Roadways.
One of the most frequent questions.
There we go. I think I know this guy. They're just talking. Is that the roadway they're on it?
Yes.
Is that those
Yeah.
are the panels?
Yes.
There it is. Interesting. Doesn't look like a smooth ride, but I mean,
it's been in development since 2005.
Sure.
So,
and you gotta take some losses with some stuff. That's the problem, especially with America, but around the world.
But the whole thing has been government funded. Like he got all the fundings and grants he needed. That's basically what's been running his business since 2005, and it's just crazy to think that it still hasn't progressed much more since then.
Maybe he hasn't figured it out fully.
I mean, maybe, but with the electric cars coming out and everybody wanting to be self-sufficient, this is just a really awesome way to do it. Now, obviously the cool thing with this is that there's other features. You can use it for driveways, roadways, pool floors, whatever, rooftops. I mean, there's a lot of different uses for this, but it's neat. And considering we were on the topic of energy, I figured it's something that, we should definitely kind of bring up for people. Like, there are things like this that people are definitely working on.
This is them again.
But what the hell? 2.5 million? Oh, raised? I'm like, what?
Yeah. It's an interesting thing. So that answers the question on Ford, though. It's doing well. Tesla is doing well.
I saw you pulled up Lordstown Motors as well.
Yeah.
They weren't doing
not
well.
so much.
But they failed that race, but
Yeah, that is just. I mean, they got other things going for them that people like, but that was just. I'll tell you what, there wasn't a lot of news about them failing the race.
I mean, that's true.
I didn't hear a lot about that.
They didn't advertise that at all.
But so the shortage stuff in China. I read this one today. I think China pledged zero tolerance for speculators and hoarders on shortages. So they're experiencing shortages too, and they're basically, like I don't know what zero tolerance means in China, but I assume it means off with your head. That's like my first instinct to hearing that.
They're apparently expecting summer power shortages in China too.
Yeah, so they're going to get a lot of shortages too, just like we are.
Which had
And
2020 consumption.
they're already looking at it, which it makes me think, all the stuff that was short during COVID is going to be short again, plus whatever else.
I mean, it makes sense. While you go over this real quick, I apologize. I'm going to step away. I'm going to go grab me a water. I'll be right back.
That's fine. I'm going to switch over, except for I'm going to end it with bottled water. Bottled water was another thing that we ran into a shortage of when COVID started, and so I was thinking maybe that's a possibility too. So I was having such a hard time with the dairy issue, but now that I found craft, I don't know. I may look at craft. So either craft or pho, not pho, like the soup. I don't know if I should call it soup, but anyways, pho is fucking delicious. But pho is a water ETF. So I've been looking at it for a while now, and it's so slow to move. But if there's a water shortage, I guess the question is what did pho do in let's see, May? It rose. I mean, if there's a water bottle shortage around here in May and April, dipped for a minute, but that's what I can't tell. Was the dip caused by the shortage and then the market corrected, or did the shortage occur and then there was an increase based off of the shortage? I don't know. Did the shortage affect either of these two things here? I don't know either. So that right there, this right here is to be investigated more to answer that question. So tune in later if I or anyone else somewhere else figures that out. Just keep your ears open for fucking bottled water. He knows what I'm talking about. We're done with the shortage. We're done with the shortage. Oh, and Oatly. Oatly. Look for Oatly because the oat milk. Yeah, it's the oat milk shortage. Oh, look, more lines. Oh. All right, what's next? What's next? Let me get rid of these.
Let's see. So after the shortages, we're going to pho.
Nope. Pho's the water. Bottled water.
Oh, then we're going to cannabis.
Cannabis. Drugs.
ELNHF. We like drugs, guys.
HF.
We're big on MindMed.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh.
We like the mushrooms. Oh, look at that. I learned about this in class. This is a pennant. Pennant? Flag. It's a flag. It's making a flag. Is it making a flag? I don't know if it is or not. But looks like it may. Drag that a little bit further. This is not the proper way to do things, and I don't care. Where's that at? It's right
By
there.
the way, ladies and gentlemen, we are financial advisors, and you should buy all.
Not anything. So I don't know if it's downward sloping or if it even doing it correctly or if you should technically do it from there. But basically when something begins to consolidate and it gets tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter, it goes in a direction. And if that previous trend was, I think, going up, then it goes in that direction as well. So yeah, I don't know. I'm going to ask some people to take a look at this, but this isn't why I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it because it was associated with the most awesome thing you've ever heard of. And I say this only because I believe that Starbucks is eventually going to be somebody doing this. But for now, they need somebody else to fall on the government's sword. And it may just be this company right here. Oh, that was a different symbol. It said PLTH, right? I just want to take a quick peek here. PLTH. That's the CE thing. Okay. So I assume that's Canada. Canada, eh?
Yeah.
Dreamland chocolates. You know what Dreamland chocolates are, right?
I have a good assumption based off of the way this conversation's going.
All right, so they're in Nevada, Planet 13. You
I
wanna
have a
tell us about the
better
company?
idea, knowing in reference to where it's located here. Ladies and gentlemen, this obviously is brought to you in part by Vegemite. Kidding. What's the ticker again?
It
PL
is
in
PL
HF.
NHF. Yep.
All right, let's take a look here, ladies and gentlemen. So the whereabouts of this company is not a lot of information, but Planet 13 Holdings Incorporated engages in the manufacture and production of cannabis products. The firm operates the Planet 13 Superstore, which dispenses the medicine and Planet 13 product lines. I like as it's Medizen, not medicine,
Medizen.
Medizen.
Nice.
It also provides consultation, education, and convenience services. The firm also operates Trace, a Mexican-themed restaurant. So maybe it's Trace. The company was founded on April 26, 2002, and is headquartered in Las Vegas, Nevada. That's it. That's all they got.
Okay, so this is what they do, right? They're, I guess, a dispensary, but they're not just any old dispensary. It's a bar. It's a weed bar, is what it is. You
Like
go
a
here.
fine dining weed bar, it looks like.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense to sell food. You go there, you buy weed, you smoke weed, and you hang out. Which is better, right? And so I guess here's the age-old question. And let's see if this even matters, because maybe it's not. What's better? Buying liquor at a liquor store and driving home? Or buying liquor at a bar and staying at the bar and then driving home?
Buying it at the liquor store and going home.
So
less likely to have a DUI.
Are you?
Yeah.
Probably. That does make sense. Now, when you say it like that, it kind of makes sense. But there are plenty of bars. And it is kind of crazy that there's not plenty of like weed bars. These people know what's up. He smokes. Chris smokes. He knows what's up, right? Leighton's high, right? Dennis is making that weed money. Making that weed. It isn't CFO. Hell yeah, he's like making that herb money. Making the green literally grows on trees. Has he not said that before? Mike, don't fuck with Mike. I'll tell you that right now. You don't want to fuck with Mike. He's already pissed off at the photographer. Jeez. I don't know. The board member, she's like, I put my money in this. The VP of finance. Cold-blooded, man. Like, don't owe him money. Anyways, yeah, so this is a place they have basically the bar. They're making the bar. And the food, and you get the weed food and the weed stuff, and it has all these stock images, which is just weird that they would have these. Look at that. Weed in a bag. Drink it. Good vibes only, bro. Only the good vibes. I'm only bringing good vibes, you know?
I feel like
Ha
it's
ha
just something
gummies.
good to get in on, even locally, because if you could set up a bar like this in Spokehampton, man, like, oh, people would love you forever.
So I was looking at it because I got in Netflix, and this got associated with Netflix due to a documentary that Netflix did. It really has shit to do with my Netflix stock, I think, but it's about as comprehensive as our own fucking DD here. Milk is and water associated. So Netflix, which I'm hoping does even better than it's doing right now. I really do. And it looks like it's going to, but it was associated with this because cannabis consumption lounges become more common. Here we go. And where are the states at? There we
Washington
go.
is a big one, I bet.
There's only, here we go. Ann Arbor,
Michigan.
National City, Nasty City. What's up? What's up, Nasty City? Las Vegas. Yeah, so 3. And New York. So they all have cannabis club licenses.
How the hell do you get a cannabis club license?
Well, that's these cities allowed companies to do a cannabis club license. So I don't know how that works with the state regulations for marijuana. What's it called? Entertainment consumption.
I don't know. You got liquor license, a pot license, weed license. What do you want to call it?
Well, they got a weed license to sell weed, but this is an expansion on that allows them to sell it and have people actually use it at the location. Okay. Which I am all for. And I have said it for years.
It makes sense to have a cannabis salad bar. I mean, they do it in Amsterdam. I mean, wait.
Yeah.
I'm not one that's like pro for pot, guys. I'm not one that's negative for pot. I don't care what you do as long as you're happy. So, but
well, then you should be pro pot.
But if there's an opportunity for me to make money by coming up with some sort of cannabis club, considering my location, yeah.
Well, and you know what it is. I mean, and I think that's what they're on to, and it's hard to tell because you can't see much here. I mean, I'd have to actually get in and see the one that's in Vegas, I think. And even then, I don't think it's actually showing me what I need to see. And what I need to see is gaming terminals, right? So I need to see lounges set up with Xbox or PlayStation 5 or whatever. I need to see some actual kind of solo action. I need to see trivia. You know, I need to see all the things that what people are high as a kite that they want to do.
That draws them near. Okay.
Oh, and that's the difference. First of all, you're not sitting at a counter smoking weed, talking bad about your sorrows like you do on alcohol.
You're going to have a restaurant in this store, and yes. Not only a restaurant, you're going to have a restaurant that offers fucking generic snacks like Cheetos, Fritos, Funyuns, candy bars, and you're just going to go ahead and you're going to double the price of these items because you know you're already making a deal on the pot. You might as well make a deal on the snacks. And
that's what the money is.
Snacks is that you don't even really need to have a real cook. You just need somebody with a food handler's card that can just pour out portions. Or microwave corn dogs. You know, it's just some sort of random bullshit. Oh my God, was that pretzels? Hold up.
Yes.
It's pretzels.
And they're probably weed pretzels is my guess.
Probably the chocolate.
Yeah. But and I'm not even seeing it. And I guess I'm assuming this balcony area over here and around it is the lounge area. And these guys still don't have a rate. I'm talking Dave and Buster's. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be,
like
not full blown Dave and Buster's, but like part of, you know, some gaming, some pool tables. You got to have.
Like you're talking about a legit hangout.
Yes.
Like, here's the problem. Here's the problem I think that you'll see with that. Now obviously there's a lot of states that have legalized marijuana. Well, not a lot, but there's some.
There's a lot compared to when I was like.
But here's my problem with that is that if you design a place like Dave and Buster's, similar to it, but the sole purpose is for people to come in, get high, get the pot they want, you're making money off of this. They're hanging out. You're making more money because they're playing these games. You're basically promoting getting high and playing games.
Yes.
And you're going to end up having that cancel culture bullshit. Yep. People come in and be like, no, you can't do this. Little Timmy doesn't need to see this. Well, fuck little Timmy. If he could see this, he's already seen other shit on fucking the internet. All right? Yep. So you need to get the fuck off my property.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here's some pretzels. Have a nice day.
Yeah. Eat some of these and go away. Or eat some of these and hang out at the lounge. I want a cannabis lounge called the BK Lounge. That's what I want.
Why?
Because Thing Cook, the BK Lounge.
Oh, okay.
You know, I think that'd be a great name for one. That's what the one in Vegas should be named. I don't think these guys are going to get it right. I think that Starbucks is eventually going to be in this, and I feel like I'm early to anything that happens. way too early, enough to get losses on. But I think eventually Starbucks is gonna have the real hipstery kind of come in and tell
the
poetry
fucking
thing.
chocolate sprinkles that they put on their frappuccino.
Yeah.
Gotta be fucking laced with it, like just fucking pot and LSD. Like
Yes.
Mind Med and Starbucks Corporation have partnered to bring out the new wonderful Willy Wonka Juicy Juice.
Yeah.
That makes it to where the snozberries really do taste like snozberries. Lick the wall and find out.
Somebody's gonna have that too. That is not hygienic. Let's just say, like, you have to rent the whole wall or buy the wall. You buy a strip in it. No. Anyways, so Planet 13 Holdings. I'm pretty sure it just looks good. I don't think that these guys are gonna be the long-term winners, but that looks good. That this is probably wrong. I should probably move that up straight. See if we can grab it from there. Whatever, just to make it look the way I want it. Who cares? I don't even care anymore. The point is, this thing's consolidating and it's going to do something. It's going to make a decision, one way or the other, up or down, and based off of previous numbers and the very, very likely possibility that this administration will be more favorable to marijuana than his predecessor Obama was. Because remember, Obama was like, I don't know if you do remember because I'm old, but back when Obama was like running for president, he was like, oh yeah, weed's going to be free for everyone. Like I promise you that is if you vote for me for president, I'll get everybody high. And then he got president and he was like, hell no, I don't believe in weed. That shit's bad, bro. That's bad for your health, man. We're not legalizing that shit. Get out of here with that shit, right? That's what Obama did. But I think Biden, now that all these states have legalized since that period, he's more likely to be like, yeah, Bernie Sanders said I should give everyone free weed. And then they'll sell the weed that I give them.
The fourth stimulus package, the United States of America, is 1 pound of medicinal tea. If you catch my drift.
One pound of the tea. And I would just like to point out that I like Bernie Sanders, and I liked him before he had his gloves in the winter in that chair. I'd just like to say that. And I'm not a socialist, because obviously I'm playing the stock market, so that would be pretty stupid. But
you understand that Bernie Sanders is the same guy that played the Tales from the Crypt dude, right?
Oh, he is, and that's Ron Paul. Which I was also for Ron Paul. So go figure how the fuck that's even possible. Moving on. I think it's time to talk about space. Now that we talked about getting high in a lounge, in the BK lounge.
Now we're going to space. Yeah.
Now we're going to go to space. Because that's what everyone else is talking about today, probably. So Virgin Galactic. This is the guy. Remember we were talking the other day and you were like, the crazy guy going to space. Anyways, you mentioned Richard Branson without saying his name.
Yeah.
3 hours ago.
Yeah.
So, commercial. Oh, I'm not.
Dogecoin.
I don't know. I'm not messing with that.
Commercial.
Dogecoin? Oh.
It was a Dogecoin commercial. I saw the Dogecoin.
Yeah, but I can't hear.
It's an advertisement for our giveaway, ladies and gentlemen.
There. Look at that thing. Oh my God. You know what? I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to go to Virgin Galactic's page real quick because I do not trust any of these people. This. Okay. All right. How do I make this appear?
Jeez. Now you get it.
Let's see what this nonsense is. There. That's not good.
One in the same. I'm telling you. A few more years, and that's what it'll be looking like on the Senate floor.
Yeah, a few more days. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Bernie, but once again, another one. I feel like if there was other people getting it done, though, he would step down. He'd be like, okay, fine. But no one's doing the job. So, but you know what, Bernie? Thanks, man. Thanks for your service. Go home. Go home, bro. Take a rest. Enjoy some shit. He's like, I can't because you bastards are gonna destroy the whole world. Virgin Galactic. Here we go.
That's totally his assumption, right?
Look at this damn thing right here.
Whoa.
Oh my God. That's funny.
What's this glider for?
So Virgin Galactic is entering the space. Oh shit! I made you disappear. Anyways,
I mean,
the whole space flight business for what do you call it? Fucking tourism.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't think that's why they're in it. I think that's why they're in it today. But I think we see Virgin Galactic move into, I guess, what would expand on that. So I think they're going to be offering the 7-Eleven of the future for the fucking asteroid miners. How about that? That's where
7-Eleven for the future.
yeah. Virgin Galactic teams up with Amazon, puts an Amazon store and a base somewhere. They're going to be making bases. You know, like when you play a Star game,
This is how we're getting 1-day delivery, guys. We're no longer relying on drones. We're shooting fucking from our Amazon satellite stock warehouse fucking missiles directly to your doorstep.
Yeah.
We'll send you a reminder and a warning when
Catch 'em
the
all.
package is coming in, and make sure you don't have any pets in the area where it's going to be landing, and have a nice day.
Jeez.
What?
So that's Virgin Galactic, that's space, and space got quite a bump on this. So they got a government contract, and they did a test flight that was effective. They're still losing money, 0.55, and they're not even hitting the estimates. But what do you expect? You know, they've had a rough time, and they're further down the line. But a lot of people believe in this. And Richard is like, I don't know if you've ever like listened to Richard Branson like talk.
I've heard him talk.
He's awesome. I love this guy. You know,
I honestly like putting him, Joe Rogan and Elon Musk, like all in the same room to have a conversation about space and technology would be very entertaining, I think, especially with some of those pretzels.
I agree. Give him some pretzels. Say, look, let's talk about 7-Elevens in space and what the impact on the environment is going to be when that happens. So a lot of people like this stock. I mean, a lot. In fact, one thing that I noticed as well, and we were talking about the gamification of the market and retail and what they can do, and this is right now, at least according to Swaggy Stocks, which is what I use to kind of gauge the overall thing of Wall Street bets, because so crazy trying to read all that nonsense nowadays. But anyways, space is the number one right now after Tesla and Roblox and AMC. So this is the trending. This is the
Roblox isn't the game Roblox, is it?
It's the stock Roblox, which is from the game Roblox.
It is from the game?
Yes. It's the game.
What
like they make the game Roblox. It IPO'd recently, and I thought it was going to do shitty because all IPOs do, and it's Roblox, and it did not. It did not. This is it since the IPO. It's doing great, right? This thing's kind of a monster. They beat estimates. They're profitable. Well, they're not profitable. No, they were profitable. They were estimated to not be profitable, and they turned out that they were. So, and why wouldn't they? So a couple of these my daughter has played, and I still haven't even looked into it. I just look at one of them and we're like, let me take a look, see if it's okay. They're trash. They're fucking trash. Sorry.
It's horrible. It really is, and it's a breeding ground for
pedophiles.
Yep. I didn't really want to go into it, but yeah.
Well, the ones really that I looked at, there's no communication that can go in with the one that she's using.
But here's one thing to look at too, as far as like why it's doing well and why they earned more than what they were assuming off estimates. Well, one, it's trash. Two, it's games. Kids like games. In this game, the Roblox, you can create any fucking thing you want. So I mean, kids are having fun. But if the kid accidentally makes a purchase on your mom or dad's credit card, and the mom and dad doesn't know what it is, and they report it, like I mentioned before in past content, ladies and gentlemen. Depending upon the dollar amount that you're reporting as fraud, the bank does not even investigate it. They just eat the fucking cost. And that's that. And Roblox just got money for free. And so did you.
Yeah, I mean they'll get a good portion of it from that, but they're still.
No. If it's under a specific dollar amount, there's no investigation, there's no research. The bank is just like, all right.
All I'm saying is fraud's not building the company.
No, I'm not saying fraud's not building the company.
It definitely doesn't hurt.
Probably counting for at least 30% of its profits.
It's probably counting for a percentage. I wouldn't say 30%. I don't think 30% is due to fraud.
29.
Look, you jump on Apex, right? In the middle of the day, and there's these kids that are on. And I hate fucking gaming with children. Don't get me wrong, I have children. I love kids. But I don't want to fucking deal with them when they're not my kids. All right? It's annoying. My kids I love. Family I love. You know what I mean? But if I'm gaming, like I just don't want to deal with it, man. You know what I mean? Like it's fun once in a while to game with my kid. But in general, we're not playing the same stuff. You know what I mean? He's playing Scrap Mechanic. I'm playing 7 Days to Die. Like there's a difference. You know? Like there's just I'm playing Elite Dangerous. He's playing Kerbal Space Program. Like there's a divide that occurs, and I'm glad for that divide. And so when I play Apex and there's some kids on there and they're like me, or whatever the hell these kids are saying, because I can't understand half of this shit they're saying anyways.
So
they have all of everything, every flying emote, every single skin. They're dialed into the tits. Now, you're telling me that they're just, these are fraudulent charges that they're getting charged off for Apex? I don't think so.
I'm not saying they're fraudulent.
I'm saying the same thing for Roblox.
The child knew what they were doing. I'm just saying the parent that didn't know what they were doing, that decided, oh shit, is kind of like reporting stuff, which it happens. It happens.
It does happen. But what I'm saying is that the bulk of these purchases being made, it's not fraud. It's fucking an effective. It's a more effective way of monetizing children than toys and cereal boxes.
True.
It's bullshit. I don't like it.
Did you know that, like, since we're using Apex as an example, there are some countries, like for instance, Canada, that are working on removing or trying to remove, the feature in Apex where you can buy
the loot boxes.
The loot boxes, because it promotes gambling.
Yes, and I mean, look, sure, right, but it's not the problem. It's not the fucking problem. Look, there's a problem. We had this problem when the internet happened a long time ago. We had ads, and ads became a problem. Yeah. There was one point in time where you could just get your screen filled with pop-ups, like massively. And that was the main problem with people who didn't know how to use the fucking computer, is they get on the internet and 2 days later, mom or grandma would have fucking 75 pop-ups blocking everything, 25 web toolbars. It was a mess. It's madness.
You're not allowed on the computer anymore.
Right, yeah. Now, the future with gaming is occurring, and we have in-game purchases, which has been going on for a while, but it is the future. Crypto comes into play on this, and NFTs comes into play on this, and gambling comes into play on this, because even if you get rid of loot boxes, you could then argue, sure, you don't have the problem with the gambling. What you didn't get rid of is what the gaming industry has been able to do, and that's to fucking charge you piece by piece.
Yeah. Fair enough. They are. I mean, there's I don't think so. How did you lose me? You're always losing things. But There's Fortnite. My kiddo plays a shit out of Fortnite.
Okay. You guys might be able to hear me. Now let's see if we can get Gary in here because we lost him. So we're going to try and get him back right now if I can find out how to do it. The problem is the microphone. There it is. The speakers. Here it comes. All right. Say something.
Yo.
Got him back. Gonna sound a little weird. Our audio is gonna be a little jacked, so we're probably gonna wrap this up pretty quick. And we're not gonna get to the important things because my headphones did finally die because they weren't fully plugged in. I guess. I guess. All right. That's what happened.
That's fine. That's fine. So basically, though, what I was saying is, look at Fortnite. Fortnite actually has, the skins that you can buy. And not only did they do that, but they made it to where you can subscribe monthly to not only get, a certain amount of their V-Bucks every month, but also to get their battle pass every time it comes out. But also you get a free skin each month for having that subscription, which is making kids go gaga over freaking having it. And they also have in-game games like fashion shows in a game like Fortnite where kids are legit showing off what they fucking purchased. It's ridiculous.
It is. And these are not fraudulent charges. These are mommy, I need this skin. And mom saying do the dishes, here you go. Like they're getting the money for this shit. I don't know. Maybe they're mowing the lawn. I don't know. I don't know how this is happening or why it's happening, but it is. It is happening, and it is the future. So even if you get rid of loot boxes, this problem that is the actual real problem is not the loot box. It's not the gambling. These assholes think that it is, and they're onto something, but they don't know. They don't know. There is an actual problem. And that's the fact that a game shouldn't cost me $300.
I mean, that depends upon the edition of the game and what it comes with and what type of skins I'm going to get and what type of exclusive things that I'm going to get in the game, like what type of sword and what type of boots and what type of horse am I getting? What's the color of the horse? Does the horse fly? Does it come with wings?
That sounds kind of cool.
Do I get a backpack? And can I name it Ezekiel?
No. Look, I don't mind. I do not mind when a game costs me $60. Okay, I'm already upset that a game will cost me $60 and it should have been alpha because I get in the damn game and there's immediately bugs that have to get patched out. You're releasing a AAA game that isn't fucking working yet. Yes. Talking about you. What's the name? What is it?
Apex.
No. The one I got a fucking refund on by the skin of my chinny chin chin. On
Cyberpunk?
What? Yes, Cyberpunk. Look, fun game. Not what they told me it was going to fucking be. And whatever. Without getting into that.
Penises.
Getting into that whole thing. It was a AAA game that came out with problems. They all do now. It's expected. And that's a problem. Now, if you want to charge me $60 for a game that works, and then you want to charge me $10 down the road because you upgraded additional content, and I'm talking additional content. Don't take a game, build the game out, and then section off 30% of the content and say, okay, we'll give that to them later in bits. We'll take that 30% of the content now, cut it into, 4 parts, and charge $15 for each part, and get another $60 out of the game. Don't do that. That's theft. That's bullshit. That's the problem. That's the same problem as the cosmetic skins.
If they can do it, they're gonna do it. Though.
Yeah, why wouldn't they?
That's the problem. I mean, it's all about
whatever the market.
Give me the money.
It's whatever the market will bear. And the market we've bid the cost. And so now the industry has changed. We have allowed the industry to change. And it's too late. And what's worse, and that's why I said the loot boxes don't fucking matter. Because the skins and the cosmetics, it's about to change gaming forever. Especially once it becomes a part of crypto. Once you get a sword in one game that you can take with you.
This is only 10,000 Doge. Get it. Get it.
Yeah, hell yeah. What if you could take that sword from one game to another?
Now we're moving back into those VR MMOs, guys.
Yeah. It's a problem. It's a problem. So that's that. That's space. That's some other bullshit we were talking about. I'm going to just run down the things because our sound is probably totally fucked right now. I don't know if there's anybody in chat that can let us know how bad the sound is. But it's, I'm sure, pretty bad right now. Let's see. So the other thing I wanted to go over was crypto. And it was mainly to point out Voyager, which I just got a piece of YGVF. There it is. Voyager Digital is an app where you can trade crypto and you can trade Doge on it and other cryptocurrencies. And I talked about it previously, but I think they're going to see really good earnings is what's going to happen. And I think this one's going to get a really nice bump. So, and you can't get track on this, but this goes back to the supply problem. Cryptocurrency, or at least blockchain technology, is the future solution to the supply chain.
With pretzels.
It's the future solution to the pretzel supply chain. The special
the Starbucks pretzel supply chain.
Yeah. You eat some pretzels, you feel a little fun, and you buy some cryptocurrency on Voyager Digital, LTD. And yeah, so you can buy XRP on these guys, I think. I remember. I haven't added funds to it, but I added it in there. XRP is important because XRP doesn't solve the supply chain issue, but XRP is, like, everyone talks about Doge and Bitcoin and all these things being a good cryptocurrency to use for purchases online, and you have to. I cannot use a dollar bill in my computer. I can't do it, right? Now I can use...
Can you imagine?
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine having a vending machine thing in your computer? Just eat my dollar, digitize it.
It's only a matter of time.
You're just trying to stuff it in the freaking. I know. You'd be better off having a credit card reader on your. Like, Square just needs to send everybody the chip readers, and that's how we can start buying things online. Insert your card.
The trick isn't purchasing it. The trick is the tracking of the product and who the purchaser was. So it's the whole supply chain. So Ripple's centralized is the reason why nobody liked it. Cryptocurrency was really big. It was big due to it being decentralized. And Ripple comes out and it's like, we're going to solve this problem and we're going to lock it down and solve it, being a centralized company. And the community was like, fuck you. We're all about decentralized, Ripple. And then I really thought the government was going to go along with this, and they didn't. Voyager. Take a look. I think you can get Ripple on it. I will be looking at it because once Ripple gets listed back on things like Binance and Coinbase, I'm sure it's XRP. So XRP USD has been sitting around for a while, and they got a big spike when the rest of crypto kind of went up, and then it fell. Crypto hippo fell when it went down. You see this big spike here. This was the go back. That's where it had gone. Had touched 3.3. So whereas a lot of other cryptocurrencies have now passed their height, XRP has not, and it's not because the market didn't have interest. It's because the availability was hard and a bunch of pending lawsuits.
I mean, since we're talking about crypto as well, though, I mean, as a nice update as well, ladies and gents, I mean, Doge is up to up 39 cents today. Or not 39, not 39 cents. Jeez, 35. It's up to 35 cents today. So I mean, it's definitely making its way slowly back up from the abysmal SNL crash is what I like to call it.
You know, the great thing about our contest too with $100 in Doge is honestly it doesn't have to be Doge. If you want it to be USDT or Tether, it's $100. So whatever the hell the price is of Doge at that time is what it's $100 that's getting transferred. You can take that and switch it into whatever the hell you want. Doge is just fun because it's a thing, but you can then immediately swap that out and turn it into XRP if you want. If you're on Voyager, I think. Did I verify that? Yes, it appears though you can get Ripple on Voyager, which is that's big. That's
what's the other crypto we looked at last week? The Kona, what with the C? What was it? The
coin Chainlink?
I don't know. Something with a C. It was doing something that Bitcoin and stuff hadn't done yet. Like it had something that actually backed it or whatever.
Cardano.
Cardano.
It's Ethereum. It's Cardano versus Ethereum, and Cardano is about to do very well. For sure. There's no doubt in my mind that Cardano's on its way. This one you can get on all the major exchanges. Long term as well, and let's see what its big rise. It's already beat its big rise. Like most cryptocurrencies that made it through the initial, let's call it the same as the .com bubble, the first .com bubble, which is right around here. Most of the ones that were left standing, it's already made it back, and it's riding right around there right now. Ripple hasn't because, like I said, availability wasn't it? We could look at many different ones and see the same thing, other than Ethereum and Bitcoin got a much larger, 17. So there's Ethereum at 145. Is that it? No, it was higher than that. Oh, that's why. I was going to say something's wrong here. Ethereum had pressed 25, I think, or almost 3,000 previously.
Yeah, fucking Litecoin, man.
1,400. Yeah, Litecoin is basically Doge. So it's
Litecoin went from 158 today to 176.90. It was up 14% today.
Yeah, Litecoin is CPU mined, I believe. I think mainly. I'm not 100% sure. And then it's geez, what a brutal drop it got too.
Yeah.
I guess
crypto for you.
Yeah.
Not very fun. But when it's fun, it's fun.
Yeah, for sure. And it's the use case that is going to matter more. And I don't know. We'll see what happens, but XRP is on my list. And then there's another one that I'm looking at because I can't find it available in these that I'm associated with. Binance, I used to be able to get all this shit on Binance, and then U.S. government dug its greedy little hands into the pot and screwed it up for everybody. Partially last nonsense crash that happened. But greedy Track is a supply chain coin.
When has our government ever had greedy little hands? Let's be honest.
What am I saying? My bad. Not the government. Oh no.
Yeah. Careful about what you say.
No, there's some other stuff involved. There's a coin that's like Walton coin. It's not Walmart, but Walmart does use its own blockchain for the supply chain now. Internally, they built their own. It's not a coin that you can purchase, I don't think. But they do.
Not
IBM's, yet. I think IBM's working with these guys maybe. Yeah, not yet. Not yet. Give it some time.
Not
Facebook
yet.
was supposed to be working on them. A lot of them were working on stuff, and they put it on hold. The government got involved, and they still are working on stuff internally, not necessarily to sell as a coin, but to use it for its use case. And Ledger technology, Hyperledger especially, is it's just needed for like the supply chain. If we had good supply chain software and ledger software running it, and if the supply chain was on the blockchain, I think that reopening would go with a lot less shortages. I mean, a lot less, because we would instantly be able to see what was happening in the market and where everything was and what the demand was, and it would just I think it would just immediately start turning. So, oh yeah.
That's what reminded me of the Ford earlier.
Yeah. I hate memes like that, though. You know, I like them because they're funny, but I hate it because there's a lot of people that believe in that just because they say it. So, like, saying that, you're like, oh, that's what he thinks. And then people make belief structure based off of memes. And it just is crazy to me because people are fucking stupid.
Yeah. When are people not?
I don't know. I don't think ever. I thought maybe now would be the time, but it's not. And I don't mean now as being like the administration or anything. I mean now being that the internet exists. And what the fuck is wrong with us? Why aren't we all like? Why aren't I smarter?
That right there.
There's that. And so we're gonna truck through this, do the audio issues, and go to Voso. I found this today, and it's up. It's up yesterday, pretty high, and it dropped. I don't know how bad your audio is, so we're just gonna jump along here with this. Voso is a SPAC. Not the biggest fan of since Chamath has let me down. But this one is a company called WeHo. I think that's how you pronounce it. Or Wejo. I don't know. I won't say it. I gotta be careful because I'll say things that'll get me in trouble. So
do it.
Okay. So if we take a look at the Wejo that I'm about to show you, we will see
Ouija board.
There we go. And there's this.
Is it Wejo company, or Wejo? Or is it WeHo?
I assume it's probably WeHo is more likely. So it's backed by GM. And this is my reasoning for Uber has always been what I believe this company is. And it is data for self-driving cars, which is about to become one of the most important things out there. Batteries and data. I don't think people realize how important good code is until we start talking about crashes and all cars on the freeway driving super fast.
So, this is probably why you can track your Uber drivers now, because they're collecting that data to potentially sell.
Yep. They are planning on selling it. Not already. Mm-hmm. In fact, yes, already. Logistics for trucking. This is all in the data. And something that... Oh, it's on next. Okay, good. That's fine. So, yeah. I wish I knew how to pronounce this. I should say that in like the beginning, the first page.
How to pronounce the company name?
Yeah. How do you pronounce it? I mean, come on. It's
a good question. I think it's more than likely probably WeHo, but...
What'd you say, Batch? Stream, Batch, Intelligence, Apps. Fields of use. Advertising, the first one. So GM is backing a company that is utilizing data from automotive usage for advertisers, which is great because, right, you're driving from here to New York. Unless you're in New York, then you're driving from New York to Houston, Texas. And along the route, you're hungry. And you want your car while you're driving, just say, hey, bro, I saw you stopped over at that Planet 13 Cannabis Lounge. You want to stop by this place? They make Cheeto tacos, you know? That's what WeHo's going to do. Going to advertise Cheeto tacos to the stoned person riding in a self-driving electric vehicle. That's the future. Congratulations. We did it. Capitalism. We've done it.
We did it. Everybody party!
Yeah. So I'm looking at this one because it's a SPAC. It's going through with a merger, and it should be at 10. And then maybe it goes higher, maybe it goes lower. I don't know. I don't think the merger's already occurred yet. In talks. So they haven't even done it yet. And I haven't heard anyone really talking about it. I stumbled across it on accident. I was looking for GM. I was looking at GM news because I was like, what the fuck, GM?
Gosh, enough with the GM.
Hey, Ford's like kicking their ass right now, and I'm like, it's got to do something. I want to hear something, man. I want to know about.
Ford can get the rebate on the electrical car.
Yes, that's what I'm actually waiting to find out. Is, I want to hear that. I want to hear them puff their chest out and be like, what the fuck, Biden? Canceling out American manufacturers, bro. Anyways, so that's it on Voso. Any questions?
No.
All right. Last one. T-Mobile.
I thought it was
No.
AT&T.
AT&T. T-Mobile's just on my mind because it's on my watch list.
Ha 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 ha.
AT&T and Verizon and T-Mobile. I had a theory that these stocks were all going to go up based off of potential infrastructure for broadband. The broadband, the infrastructure deal has been renegotiated recently from 2-point-something trillion down to 1-point-something trillion, and 500 billion of it or something that's been removed from the deal, I guess. And I'm speaking out of my ass. If you don't know and you're watching this, go find somewhere else to tell you. Come back and tell me in the comments so I know, because I'll probably forget to look it up. But they removed broadband from the infrastructure bill to appease the Republicans, because the Republican members of the fucking Senate, I guess, don't think that broadband and access to broadband should be a part of the infrastructure bill. They just think it should be, I'm guessing, probably roads, coal, oil, the same fucking usual suspects, but not
Fossil
broadband.
fuels, got it.
Not that Verizon and AT&T are saints of companies by any means, but I do believe that broadband should be. You say infrastructure, first thing I think of is broadband infrastructure. I think of roads and internet, So, if it is because of infrastructure that these moves were being made with Viacom and selling off AOL and Yahoo Finance, and these guys were divesting from tech media to get a part of the infrastructure bill, if it was for that reason, that's out the window. And that's a big, for anybody looking at this, like, I gotta get the fuck out of this, man. I'm a little scared right now. You know what I mean? Because, like,
it did drop a lot. So.
Anybody involved in broadband right now was expecting like $300 to $500 million in sector stimulus from the government for infrastructure building. And
it makes sense that it wouldn't need it, though, because even during the pandemic, people had to have internet to work from home. So there's no reason that the internet companies would have had issues.
So the first stock that I ever looked at and took serious was Cisco Systems. This is way back in the day, way before I ever traded one thing. This is back when Google email was still invite only. You even know that it was. So there was a point when it was invite only, and you had to know somebody who had Gmail to get you Gmail, right? Back then, and since then, I've always been watching Cisco Systems. So it did well, and then it just crashed, right? And it's always been, because here's the thing, right? The internet is built on Cisco systems. A good portion of the internet was originally built on equipment manufactured by Cisco Systems. Maybe not all of it, but a good portion of it. I believe.
It was definitely one of the pioneers.
Yeah. I didn't go look at all the routers, you know, to make sure that they're Cisco system routers, but I'm pretty sure they were. And so it's always been my belief that if the government ever fixed broadband, which I'll get to in a second, there is a problem with broadband. There is. You Google that while I tell my little story. If we are about to have a big fucking problem with the internet and why it needed to be fixed, and the fact that it's been removed from the infrastructure bill is fucking annoying. Anyways, because it was finally going to happen. Some people want food. I just want internet. So anyways, so my thought was, and it has always been, if everything was built on Cisco systems, then if the government ever did a large overhaul of the infrastructure for broadband, it would likely be that Cisco systems would get huge contracts out of it, because what better to fucking fix it with than something that already works with it? You don't have to do a complete overhaul. You can piece it up, right? Anyway, so there's that. And this was way before the thought of 5G ever existed. And 5G would have been the play instead of Cisco. So I'm not interested in Cisco whatsoever anymore. That thesis was bullshit and I was wrong and it didn't happen that way. Maybe in an alternate timeline, it would have, but it did not. And is this, no, yeah, there's no COVID drop off on Cisco, right? Why would there be? Yep, there is. No,
looks like a portion of the infrastructure, though, for the government with the broadband was because it was going to basically spend $100 billion on extending internet services to people's homes to where everyone actually had high-speed internet.
Yeah, which is important.
Oh, absolutely.
It's important for the fucking economy. Right? It's important for education. It's important for the health of America. It's important because the internet should be a basic human right at this point, at least as much as electricity is. And
Skynet.
Yes, it is. One, so we can track all you motherfuckers and see what the hell you're doing and get the thought police involved. There's one, right?
As you can deal with Karen from the comforts of your own home.
Yes,
oh, wait a second.
Carrots for the comfort of your home. That's a great reason
that
right there.
Doesn't sound good.
And you to avoid the comfort of your own home. But also so that you can learn shit. And in the event of a pandemic and a major crisis where you cannot go to school, you can still acquire knowledge. And not just that, fuck school. Everybody should be, right now, okay, no matter how you feel about the educational system, doesn't matter. I don't think many people on either side of the aisle would argue the fact that it is important for Americans to get smarter. We need to get good. Forget the market being a game. Life is a game. And America needs to get good. We've been down the ranks for like a long time. It's important that we get good. You know how we get good? Give availability to information. Yeah, a lot of shit online you got to pay for, but it's a lot of free information if you look for it. And who knows how many things can get created and how better our future can be as humans, let alone Americans, by people getting smarter and making better shit that they learn from the fucking internet. Can you imagine whenever something goes wrong, how you go on, do you go on YouTube to figure shit out?
It depends upon what it is that went wrong, but yeah, YouTube definitely is one of the, like, it is your encyclopedia of knowledge these days. I mean, you don't have, I mean, obviously you still have those door-to-door salesmen that try to sell you an encyclopedia, but I mean, come on, how successful are they since YouTube came about and became more popular? There's no point.
Depends on if they get 50 yeses or not. That's another story. You got to get 50 yeses in a row and then ask for the order. That's the encyclopedia sales pitch. Yes, 50 yes questions. Questions I have to ask. Anyways, but yes, agreed. And so imagine if you didn't have that capability, though. Imagine your life over the last 5 years or however long you've been using YouTube to answer questions instantly for you. And imagine if you did not have that. Now, yes, people didn't have it in the past. That's true. But because we have it now, so I used DoorDash. Oh my God, what was that? I think there's a game. What? There's like a sound that just went crazy on my computer. Like a game is going on. Anyways, so I got games running in different directions. I got to be careful. I don't have like, some character in an MMO like getting hijacked by some mob that somebody pulled. You know what I mean? Anyways, so I'm not in any game.
Fair enough.
So imagine though that like if you didn't have access to that. So I paid DoorDash money to go get me Starbucks because it bought me time. Right? It made my life more convenient.
Welcome.
But I also use YouTube when I go in the kitchen and go, I want to make cornbread. And I go into YouTube and go, cornbread recipe, and click.
I mean, at your age, if you don't know how to make cornbread to begin with, then I mean, yeah. But continue with your analogy.
Whatever it is, I'm tightening up. Look, I went to a Mexican restaurant yesterday and asked for carne asada fries, and it was explaining to her how to make it because they don't have carne asada fries here. And so I was like, you just do this, you do that, you should do this. And she'd ran it back to me again, and she had it and I had it, but I wasn't positive because I've gotten it and it's been weird from some places. And so I was like, look, hit the button on just Google search, not YouTube, but just Google search, and went carne asada fries. Click the first image, showed it to her. She's like, great, got it, done. And the first thing I thought was, how are you not aware of this yet? Everyone should have carne asada fries.
I mean, right?
The fuck out. Like, seriously. If you have not eaten carne asada fries.
Carne asada burrito on fries.
Well, and then I knew something was wrong when it said steak fries. As soon as it said steak fries on the package, I was like, this isn't carne asada. They got like sirloin or some shit like in there. So I made some fucking carne asada tacos last night, and I'm just going to tell you, I hooked it up. But the point is, see, I live this privileged life. White, black, I don't care what race you are. Financially wise, worldwide, all of us Americans are living this privileged life, right? But even within America, some of us are living a privileged life because some people don't have access to fucking Google on a regular basis to answer a question instantly when they need the answer. And if they have that answer, they would purchase time. And if they were able to purchase that time for free, basically, or whatever 15-second ad that you could skip on Google, then they would save however much time it took tracking down that encyclopedia salesman, going through those 50 fucking questions to get to the yes, so he'd finally ask for the order for you to then buy a damn encyclopedia to tell you how to make fucking cornbread or carne asada fries, which you probably couldn't even get away with. The point is, broadband is important for everybody to have, but that's not the problem. The problem is data levels, resolution. Look at games. When you install a game right now, how many gigabytes is your average game?
I mean, if you're going based off an average game, I mean, you're probably looking at a minimum of like maybe 15 gigs.
Okay.
Just an average. Sure. Depending upon the game, it could definitely exceed well over 100.
Yes. Yeah. That's crazy. That's a lot of data. Now, my average game's probably about 30 that I'm dealing with, but I could see 15. That seems so let's go with 15 on the lower end. What was it 5 years ago?
I don't think I really paid attention. Yeah, but then again, I mean, 5 years ago, I was less of a PC gamer and more of a console gamer, so it was more on the lines of it was a disc.
You guys were still on disc. You guys weren't doing too much data download.
Yeah. Like, I mean, like, obviously there was data for playing on the internet and that, but and what was it? I think it was Xbox that made it to where you had to like install the disc in order to play the game.
Really?
At one point, I think that was like it is horrible. But that, I mean, technically speaking, it didn't use internet, but it used data because it had to read the game that had like, let's say like these 10 gigs of data, and then it had to put it on the hard drive. But I think that was designed so that you wouldn't have to have the disc in order to play it. But still, I mean, you know, the size of the file and stuff is going to depend upon, you know, what you're doing. I mean, if you're looking at the average email size, you're probably going anywhere between like 100 to 400 megabytes for emails that people are sending back and forth with attachments and general supplements. So having a high-speed internet is phenomenal rather than having that amazing screen saying, you know, that dial-up fucking bullshit that, you know, we used to have. I mean, shit, I feel like we were at the age of, oh God, like
just after dial-up, like when the first Lord of the Rings came out. Like, do you remember when you borrowed it from the internet when it came out to theaters? And
you were borrowing it, right?
This was back in the
I never borrowed any of those movies. I borrowed
a file.
I borrowed copies of people reviewing the movies.
Yeah.
It was watch party videos of people eating popcorn.
It was shared data.
Yeah. It was unboxing videos of a movie.
But I mean, that took, oh my God, I think several hours to even overnight just to get like half a movie downloaded.
So we've had an infrastructure problem for a while on the internet, and broadband has caused a real bad problem, and it's bottlenecking, right? And then you also have movies, you have the resolution quality, the size of everything has gone up exponentially, and we were already facing this concern, and so we are on a timer. How long until we break the internet? Maybe that is gonna bottleneck, maybe network bottlenecking. Internet infrastructure. I can't spell. Oh, yes, I can. In danger. It's probably going to pull up this stupid bill off the web editor. Look, I'm just telling you. You just gotta trust me on this one. I'm not going to Google it. I can't think of the words right now. The internet's in danger, right? Your movies are in danger. Your games are in danger.
Whoa. My movies are not in danger.
Movies are in danger. YouTube's in danger. If you go to AMC, they're not in danger. So this is all really just to promote AMC, which I'm not in right now, but gets downloaded.
We're talking about AT&T, but now we're promoting AMC. I'm so confused about all the A's and the E's and the C's and the T's and the what?
Well, it's all about media, right? So it's all about infrastructure, and they removed it from the infrastructure bill, and so 5G isn't going to get subsidized. Is that, I don't know if I'm correct. I got to read into it and find out. But if the broadband infrastructure money was set aside for 5G, that's going to rock the market because it was padded in. I know it was. I know people counted on it because it was a no fucking brainer. And so these assholes got it removed, and they probably got it removed because Biden's goody with Ford or some shit, and he wasn't going to back out on the EVs. You know, they were like, pick one. Can't save the environment and the education of the American population. Which one's more important? He was like, this cheddar.
This milk.
I'm not saying that's what he said. I'm saying that might be what it would sound like if that's what he said. Or it also might have been like, what? Where am I? Anyways, so I am possibly off on the T-Mobile, the AT&T, and the Verizon reasons why they divested from media. And if it was an infrastructure, then it was the impending regulation. So we're back to that. So if it was regulation, we're not off on that yet. But if the regulation was due to the money coming from infrastructure, then I am. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. It's not necessarily a correction, but it kind of is, you know, my train of thought. That's all I got. It's not all
Fair
I got.
enough.
I mean, because of our sound quality, right?
We'll go over more when our sound's not completely botched. Potentially, we'll come back tomorrow, and we'll do a normal podcast without the stocks, just to yell at people, guys. But
I like yelling at people.
Hopefully, we'll have charged headset, and we'll probably call a couple of people too, because that actually sounds fun. Otherwise, hopefully you guys enjoyed the second part technically speaking, first part, second part, same thing. Audio, love it. Issues of the new VR MMO, the game called Trading Life Stocks by Amazon, Tesla, and Newegg. But if you guys enjoyed the content, don't forget, of course, to like and subscribe. We are doing the Dogecoin or $100, giveaway for Dogecoin, or obviously whatever other cryptocurrency you might want, as long as it's $100 value. But
if you got a Coinbase address and you can't accept Doge, we will send it to you in a different crypto that you can add if your wallet's in Coinbase. Anyway, sorry.
Yes, because he knows more than I know. Now, with that, hopefully you guys have yourself a great day, and we will see you guys next time when we are live with more of the due diligence, as of course we will yell at other things and people tomorrow with a more charged headset.
We will yell at some people. I like that idea.